Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Jay Cohn.
And I'm Jeanelle Slade. A third wild animal encounter in Yellowstone National Park this week. The latest attack, bison versus park visitor.
It appears another case of too many tourists getting too up close and personal with Yellowstone's iconic wildlife.
This is the third attack and third warning out of Yellowstone Park since Sunday, and the fourth wildlife injury in just over a month. A 59-year-old California woman gored by a bull bison early Wednesday morning. It happened near the fountain paint pots in the Lower Geyser Basin. Yellowstone Park officials say a crowd of people walking along a boardwalk near the fountain paint pots approached within 10 yards of the bison. At one point, the visitors came within 15 feet of the animal. Then when the bison crossed the boardwalk, it became agitated, charged the crowd, goring the woman in her hip. The bison immediately left the area. The woman was transported to the Big Sky Medical Center in good condition. Now, this is the second incident of a bison injuring a park visitor this year. There was also one incident in 2017 and 5 in 2015. If you recall, earlier this week in separate incidents, 2 women were attacked by a cow elk that apparently was protecting its newborn calf. It happened, those attacks, behind the Mammoth Hot Springs Hotel. Well, anyone who's lived in Montana for any length of time is aware you do not need to be in a national park to have an encounter with wildlife. Yeah, it could happen on the golf course, maybe in your favorite neighborhood trail, or even in your backyard. Bob Gibson with Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks says the key is to respect the animal's space.
There's no place in Montana that you would be surprised to run into wildlife. And the key there is, they call it wildlife for a reason. And the key there is to give wildlife some room. And wildlife doesn't always attack somebody because they're trying to protect young. Sometimes they're cornered. Sometimes they're protecting themselves. Sometimes they're trying to escape themselves. And Gibson says if you happen to find young wildlife on the ground, do not pick them up or even go near them because mom is likely nearby. Rarely, if ever, are young offspring abandoned. Onto the weather scene. It's already been an active afternoon of weather across south central Montana. Our chief forecaster Bob McGuire joining us now with the latest on several watches and warnings in effect, Bob. And they're coming out just one right after another, even as we started the newscast. Let me get you up to date. First off, that area in yellow, that's the bright yellow, that is a severe thunderstorm watch until 11 o'clock tonight. And it basically for everybody in southeastern Montana, it is east of Billings. Now up there by Custer, that's a severe thunderstorm warning until 6:15. That particular storm has golf ball size hail in it. Down by Lame Deer, that's another severe thunderstorm warning in Bighorn County and parts of Rosebud County until 6:15. That has quarter size hail. And then the other severe thunderstorm warning by Fort Smith, that has also quarter size hail in it. Let's take a look at it on the Doppler radar. And as you can see, look at this thunderstorm move through. There's so much lightning out of the storm. We even had some rotation in the clouds. Almost looked like there was like 3 or 4 tornadoes trying to develop. They never did, but there was just a little bit of rotation in the clouds, and so it was kind of interesting. Now out to the west of Billings, you do see another line of showers and thunderstorms starting to move in. Well, it looks like that's going to not be quite as bad as what we have in eastern Montana. We'll have more on that coming your way in a few more minutes. All right, thanks so much, Bob. A lightning strike south of Livingston this morning sparked a fire that burned a guest home to the ground. No one was injured after landowners of the Hubbard's Yellowstone Lodge Range noticed that one of their structures went up in flames. The Park County Sheriff's Department and Paradise Valley Fire Department were there within minutes. Paradise Valley Fire Chief Mike Story says structure fires caused by lightning like this one are not that common. And lightning is...
Structures not that often. We do get a lot of wildland fires. We did have the Forest Service engine show up here looking for lightning strikes that they already knew existed. But yeah, structure fires with lightning, not that often.
Now, the structure was a total loss. However, crews did get that fire contained.
The man charged in the murder of a Broadwater County Sheriff's deputy last year today is found unfit to stand trial. 62-year-old Lloyd Barris suffers from what doctors at the Montana State Hospital say is a delusional disorder. At a hearing today, Lewis and Clark County District Judge Kathy Seeley ordered Barris committed to the state hospital and suspended all future proceedings in his case. The court order says the diagnosis of a delusional disorder leaves Barris unfit for future criminal proceedings. Judge Seeley ordered the state hospital to develop a treatment plan for Barris that could allow his case to continue, and he was ordered to be reevaluated in the near future. It was Barris and his son Marshall. They're accused in the fatal shooting of Broadwater County Deputy Mason Moore. It happened near Three Forks in May of last year. The two men then led officers on a 150-mile chase that ended near Missoula along Interstate 90. Marshall Barris was shot and killed in the gunfight with officers. Lloyd Barris was captured. Lloyd Barris was charged with 5 felonies. That includes deliberate homicide by accountability. Previously, prosecutors had said they planned to seek the death penalty in the case.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions traveled to Bozeman today to speak at a 3-day police conference.
Sessions focused his comments on drugs and immigration. MTN's Mallory Peoples reports.
The high-level visit is a first for this annual conference, and Attorney General Jeff Sessions received a warm welcome from law enforcement in attendance.
Thank you so much.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions started his speech by saying he's here to back those in blue. He announced new grant funding from President Trump for safer schools. Then Attorney Sessions moved on to the country's drug epidemic. It wasn't long after that he began talking about the dangers posed by illegal immigrants. He says 93% of confirmed aliens in custody were known or suspected illegal aliens, according to the Bureau of Prisons.
Officers like you had to go into dangerous situations to take these people off our streets, people who should never have been in the country in the first place. They entered unlawfully. And to add insult to injury, you're paying taxes to incarcerate persons who should not have been allowed to enter.
Over 16 Montana police agencies attended the speech at the end of their 3-day conference, including Bozeman Chief of Police Steve Crawford. He said while immigration isn't a focal issue for his department, they work closely with their federal partners and appreciate all help enforcing laws on the books.
My takeaway is I appreciate the Attorney General supporting all law enforcement, state, local, and federal, and our mission in keeping the public safe.
Outside the hotel, protesters gathered in opposition to Attorney General Sessions' stance on immigration.
We need to be separating religion from politics rather than separating immigrant children from their families. That's really what the focus needs to be. This is America. I mean, we're the mother of all immigrants.
Reaction to Sessions' visit may have been mixed, but it was nonetheless an event worthy of note. The highest-ranking official for the Department of Justice just visited Bozeman.
Thank you all, and God bless you.
Back in April, Attorney General Sessions was in Montana. At that time, he was speaking to police officers about the opioid crisis affecting the country and the state. Reporting from Bozeman, I'm Mallory Peoples with MTN News.
Thanks, Mallory.
And as Mallory mentioned, this is Sessions' second visit to Montana this spring. Of course, he was here in Billings back in April, where he talked about the very same drug issues.
It appears the rain has stopped long enough as to not dampen tonight's downtown Billings party.
Q2's Connor Pregetzer out at this summer's first Alive After 5 summer concert to tell us more about the big event. Connor.
Well, good evening, everybody. It's Connor Pregetzer down here at the pub station getting ready for this year's inaugural edition of Alive After 5, put on by the Downtown Billings Association. Alive After 5 is a series of music events on Thursday nights from 5 to 8. You can come on down. Tickets are $2 to get in the gate with a wristband that allows for alcohol purchase as well. If you don't want the wristband, it's free to come in and just take in a few shows. Tonight's first show, this is the first one we've got. Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band is going to take the stage tonight. So thank you, Reverend Peyton, for giving me an excuse to say the word damn. First time I've ever said that on live TV. So they're going to be up here a little bit later, and they are well known for a very, very energetic live performance. So it's going to be something to see. Now, that rain did knock a little bit of the energy out of the crowd. People are kind of slowly trickling in here. That's in the time that we've been here, we've seen a number of people come in. It's starting to fill up. The lines with the Bud Light tent are getting a little bit longer, so we've got that to look forward to if you're coming down here as well. I think the energy will start to pick up. Next week, if you're interested in getting the scope of this series, we're going to see Exit 53 perform at the Commons. That will be the second of the 12-event slate. Now, it will run longer than 12 weeks. There is a break during the week of Independence Day, and so there will be no concert on July 5th. But other than that, it runs straight throughout the summer, and there'll be 12 events. This is number 1, kicking it off down here tonight at the pub station. It's going to be going on from 5 until 8, so you can come out anytime in that time frame. For now, we're going to send it back to the studio to Jay and Jeanelle.
All right, thanks, Connor.
And to check out the rest of the summer concert schedule, look for this story on ktvq.com.
Still to come on tonight's 5:30 news, backcountry skiing in June. Well, that's right. Coming up, We'll head up to the top of the Beartooth Pass to cut a few turns.
And in sports, we're rapidly approaching a trio of all-star games tomorrow night. Scott checks in with features from both camps, basketball and football.
You're watching MTN News with Jay Cohn and Jeanelle Slade. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Green. This is the 5:30 News on Q2, Montana's news leader.